Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is the 14th of January and I'm currently in Marseille airport because I am flying to Morocco tonight. It's very exciting. I'm meeting up with Michaela and we're spending some time in Morocco together for the next, I think, 9 days. So I'm very, very excited. This is also my first time that I've flown internationally alone as well. I've only ever gone with my family. So it's 6 o'clock now and we're just about to board the plane, so I will see you guys when I land in Morocco. So I didn't get to pick my seat for this flight, but I ended up with a window seat, which I'm very happy about. I love the window seat, and it's only a short flight, so it's 2.5 hours, so it's not too bad. It's like 9:15 and I have made it to Morocco. I'm in Casablanca. Africa isn't a new continent for me, but I am exploring a different region. So I'm now in Northern Africa. I've only ever been to like Southern Africa before, so I'm very excited. I'm also really excited to see Michaela again. Obviously we did go to Disneyland Paris like a couple of weeks ago, I think it was now, maybe 2 weeks ago. But she arrived about an hour ago. She flew in from London, so I assume she's waiting for me in arrival, so I'm gonna go down and grab my bag now and then go find her. Okay, got the bags, found Michaela as well. So we got a transfer from the airport to our hotel, and this is so fancy. We got to the front door, there was like a red carpet up the stairs, and we had like a doorman literally grab our bags off us and bring them in, pop them on like one of those luggage carriers and bring them up to our room. And the room is so fancy as well. Like, it's not like fancy, but better than what we were expecting. Obviously we've got the entryway, that's my suitcase, and then we've got like a little desk area. Then we've got our 2 beds, and the bathroom is really fancy as well. 7:20 on the 15th of January, and we've just come down to the buffet breakfast this morning. We literally just like got to our room and crashed, and we've only just woken up. So our Intrepid tour starts at 6 p.m. tonight, but today we're going for a day trip this morning. So today we're doing a guided day tour to Rabat, which is the capital of Morocco. We were supposed to be picked up at 8 o'clock, but our driver didn't come till like 8:30, and there was no communication with us saying that he was running late. But we're in the van now and we're on the way. So our first stop is the Hassan Tower.
Just down here.
The mausoleum. To the left with the green topping is the mausoleum where the kings are buried. In the
We've come inside and the roof is so pretty. So that's the tallest building in Morocco, and that's the theatre. So across the river is another city in Morocco. It's no longer Rabat.
Administration. To the right, a royal school, and after it, the next building is the Ministry of Islamic Affairs. In the back, you see the palace has a wall which is very old, the brown wall, because it was constructed originally in 1862.
Okay, our next stop of the day is at the palace where the King of Morocco lives. So we're not allowed to get any closer than this, apparently. So here they've got like the palace, they've got like a university as well. They've got all the grounds, which is absolutely massive, and then they also have like a royal school that only opens when there's a prince that needs to go to school, but otherwise it's closed. But it's actually like like massive, and there's so many gardens around here as well, like so much greenery. Okay, so now we're at Cella, which is I think it's like an old historical, like archaeological site. So we're gonna go inside now and have a look. There's so many cats around here in the ruins. Now we're going inside one of the old historical bath areas in Morocco. There's so many storks hanging around here as well. They're literally all over the buildings and all their nests and everything. Didn't really know what to expect when we were going there, but I'm very glad we got to go in. It was so cool to like see all the different ruins, and there was 2 different types of ruins like that as well. And there were so many storks as well. Like their nests were everywhere. We're at another stop now. So it's a mix of like residential housing and little shops as well. So it's 1 o'clock and we're just down by the water. We're just finding a restaurant to have lunch at. Okay, so I got a chocolate milkshake and Michaela got a cookies and cream milkshake, and we got little spiral straws as well, which is pretty funky. I got pepperoni pizza, Michaela got a spaghetti, and then we got some chicken tenders to share as well. So we ended up walking around the Medina, an old town in Rabat, for about half an hour, and then we drove back to Casablanca. So it's now like 4:45 and we've just got back to our hotel room. We're going to go try and find a supermarket to get some snacks, and both Michaela and I slept for most of the drive home because it was about an hour and a half and it was so warm on the bus. So obviously Michaela and I got into Casablanca like a day early, so we thought why not go for a day trip to Rabat today, because it is quite close and we want to see a different city, and the vibes of Rabat were completely different here in Casablanca. So really had fun today. Really enjoyed seeing all the sites that we went to, and going to like a Medina was pretty cool as well, like where there's all the little shops and the markets and stuff. And then we're going down to the hotel lobby here to meet our Intrepid tour group because we're spending the next 8 days with them. So we start here in Casablanca and we end in Marrakesh. So it's 8:30, we just met the group and then we went for like a group dinner for the first night. And now we're just heading back to the hotel room. So our tour group is good, but there is a very big mix of ages. So there's a couple of other young girls like around Michaela and I's age, and then there's kind of like a big jump to mid-30s, and then there's like some people that are older around the same age as my parents. So we've kind of got the full spectrum of ages almost. But tomorrow is like the full first day. We're now just waiting outside our hotel because we got McFlurries from Macca's for dessert. You've had a few McFlurry?
I am.
Yeah. So we're gonna get them and then head to bed for tomorrow. Good morning, it is the 16th of January. It's currently 8 a.m. and we have just packed up our bags and we're heading down to the lobby because we are leaving Casablanca today. We're spending like the morning here and then we're ending up in Fez, I think, by tonight. So we've got a few more stops along the way. But I ended up having their version of cornflakes and some orange juice and some bread for breakfast this morning. Okay, this is our van for the next 8 days. Okay, so our first stop is the Hassan II Mosque. So this is like the only mosque that non-Muslims can actually go inside and have a look. So we actually have a guided tour, and he's showing us around the mosque. Alright, we've now got a 2-hour drive to our next stop where we're going to get some food from a supermarket to make a picnic lunch for later today. So it's just started raining, but on the plus side, we've created a Spotify jam that we've all added our like songs to, so we have music playing for this whole drive.
This one that you see on the right side is the University of Mohammed VI. It's a Polytechnic one. Is where our current friends is studying.
So it's 12 o'clock and we've just made a stop at a petrol station, and I got a sugar-free Red Bull to drink, and then our next stop's going to be to get lunch stuff for our picnic lunch. So we stopped at like a little cafe for lunch, and now we're heading to the town of Mulay Idris. So we're in Mulay Idris now, and it is raining, so we're doing a walking tour for half an hour, and we've got our little umbrella. So they said that apparently you can get up to like 48 degrees here in summer. But right now it's foggy and windy and rainy, but it's all part of the adventure. So we have to get on 160 stairs that are slippery, uneven, and they're very skinny and different heights. What do you think of the bread? Fresh bread, really nice. So we walked around the town, and then we stopped at like their local bakery where they were making fresh bread, and we got to try it, and it was so warm. And now we're heading to another town for another walking tour. It's 3:30 and we have arrived in Volubilis, and now we're doing a walking tour of like some ruins and just around this archaeological site. It has stopped raining, but it's like raining on and off. So Michaela's carrying the umbrella right now. So many ruins. It's piercing down rain. We're on the top of a hill at an archaeological site. So it's literally started like pouring with rain, and we've got to walk back to the car, and our socks are wet, the bottom of our pants are wet, and there's muddy puddles everywhere. But the ruins are pretty cool. There's like so many up here still. Like it is quite obviously missing a lot, but compared to other ruins that I've seen, there seems to be quite a bit still here. Okay, so we're back on the bus now, and we've got, I think, about a 2-hour drive to Fez from Volubilis. The ruins were really cool to see. Like, it was a really big archaeological site, and it was quite a bit more intact than like other ruins that I've seen before. Obviously, it was raining, so we're a bit wet and a bit cold, but it all adds to the experience of the trip. Now Michaela and I are going to watch House on her iPad for the next like hour or so, at least until we get to Fez. Okay, it's 6 o'clock and we've just made it in our Riad for the night. Okay, this is our room for the next night till 2, I believe. So there's the bathroom, and we've got the 2 beds and another little window. It's actually really nice to stay in a traditional Moroccan Riad rather than like some hotel room, especially for like one of the first nights as well. It's pretty cool to be in one. And like we've got obviously like a little courtyard as well in the middle. It's 7:15 and we're just back on the bus and we're heading down to dinner. I don't know where we're having dinner tonight, but I think it might be some traditional Moroccan cuisine. Okay, so for dinner we went to this like family-owned restaurant. There's like 5 generations that have lived in the house, and then we had like for entrees we had bread and like 6 different salads, which were all very, very nice. I really liked the pumpkin one because it had like a bit of cinnamon in it, and the cauliflower one was also really nice. And then for the main course, everyone else got a traditional Moroccan, what was it called? But obviously with my allergies I couldn't, so I had a vegetable pasty instead, which was very nice. It tasted like a spring roll, and I love spring rolls. And then for dessert there was like snowballs, which like cookie balls, and then like actual like cookies. And then we got to try a traditional Moroccan dress, which was pretty cool. And mine was like dark navy with like gold kind of detailing, and then Michaela's was like mint green with gold detailing. So that was very fun, and we took some photos, and everyone in the group got dressed up. So then we came back to the Riad, and it's currently 10 o'clock, and we're gonna head to bed. We have a bit of a late start tomorrow, which is nice. So we're just gonna have breakfast at the Riad here, and then we're spending the full day in Fez tomorrow. Good morning everyone, it is 8 AM on the 17th of January, and this is like the second full day of our Intrepid tour. We're just about to go down and have breakfast before we head out for the day. We are spending the full day in Fez today and coming back to the same Riad tonight, so we don't need to worry about packing up any of our bags or anything. So our first stop was the Palace of Fez. It's actually pouring with rain today, but they had really pretty like golden gates as well. Apparently the king doesn't stay here often. So now this is the old Jewish quarter.
Mountains. North of Fez we have the Rif mountains, and south we have the Medinas mountains. So Fez benefits from this position of the level of water because we are only 1 hour.
Okay, we're at a viewpoint in Fez, and you can see the whole Medina from up here. It's so windy up here at the lookout. We're just heading back to the bus now because we're going to some ceramics market. But it was really interesting to like the whole of like the Medina and everything from up there. Like even though it's raining, it's still quite a clear view.
String, cuts, and wow, beautiful. Plants the mark like he's working now. He's working. Berber is like the green plate. It's gonna be a large table top. Yes, Diana, you can see.
Okay, we just finished up like the pottery place, and like the intricacy and the craftsmanship was like amazing to see. Like they create like really small mosaic pieces in like heaps of different shapes, like just with like a hand chisel. Like, and then they pop them all together to make literally like fountains, tables, tagines, vases, like pots. Literally anything you can think of they like make there, and they ship like worldwide, and it was like so mesmerizing to sit there and like watch them like make their things and do the chipping. Like you saw it from like just the clay.
Are you
to,
ready
like,
for the
final
Medina?
product. Okay, our next stop is the Fez Medina. It's like one of the oldest and largest in the world. There's like over 9,000 streets within it, so we're on a guided tour and hopefully we don't get lost. Some of the streets are so narrow here in the Medina.
Morocco at that time, 13th, 15th century, and they had Fez as their political capital. And they were interested in education, that's why they built almost all the madrasas in Morocco.
Okay, we're in a really old school where they used to study theology and like the religion and stuff, and it's up like it's huge. So we're like in the main courtyard now, and then there's like dormitories upstairs where they used to stay and then study. And this was like built in the 17th century, so it's very, very old. We're back wandering the streets of the Medina now. There's like shopping and food and everything, so we're just going to keep walking, and I think we're stopping for lunch at a restaurant at about 1:30. It's currently 12:30.
Here we have the river.
Now we're visiting a tannery, and they've given us some mint to try and mask the smell of all the animal skins that are here.
Sauce. Scale is the way the groups because of the strategic position. First, control the caravans coming from the north and south to Batu, so they have to pass by first. Lots of
some really old building, and it was like used as a stable, so they had all the animals like on the bottom floor in like the middle courtyard area, and then they all lived on like the first and second floors. So it's now turned into a museum. We weren't allowed to take any photos of like the old like stuff in the exhibitions, but we just came up to the terrace, and it's right at the top of the building, and there's not much of a view from here, but it's still really cool because you can see like obviously the surrounding Medina. Lunch was also really nice. The chicken skewer that I had like this seasoning, and it was like delicious. So I think now we're going to keep walking around the Medina for a little bit longer. It's like actually huge. It's currently 3:30.
Oh, it's the super duper.
Okay, our last stop was at a textiles place where they were doing weaving, and we saw them like making all the scarves and like bed sheets and like the traditional dress, which was pretty cool to see. So it's 5 o'clock and we finished at the Medina for the day. It was really interesting to walk around all the streets, and some of them were like really narrow, and we got to see obviously like a few kind of things that they make there. Like obviously we went to the tannery and we went to where they do the weaving and everything, which is really cool and really interesting, like how they do it like traditionally, as well as the ceramic making. Like that was really cool. So now we're just at a mall, and we're getting dinner to take back to the Riad with us tonight, because we're staying in Fez tonight, but then we have a really early start tomorrow morning because we are going to the Sahara Desert. So I'm looking forward to that. I've definitely been like looking forward to that the most probably for this trip. So I'm going to wait for the food now, and then we're going to head back to the van and back to our Riad for the night. Okay, I've just come up to the terrace of the Riad, and it's up so high. I'm going to show you guys the view that we have. You can see so much of it from up here.
Never watched the game, but like we work there occasionally. Yeah. I don't even want to get it.
So it's 9 o'clock, and we have just been playing a game called You Know One. I think it's just a new game that I've never played before. We played with a couple of the other girls on our tour, but now we're heading up to clean up our room and then go to bed.